2024 Capital Markets Day. My name is Lars Fruergaard Jørgensen, and together with my management team, I'm very excited about hosting all of you here today. We're excited because of our unprecedented growth. We're excited about the strategies, the progress we're making in building capacity, expanding our pipeline to sustain a very attractive growth going forward. And this is obviously all about serving more patients, and we believe we can serve many more patients in the future. We would like to start the meeting by actually inviting an individual who has been in one of our trials to learn a bit more about what it means living with obesity and also heart failure. So, Isabel Davis, please join me here on stage. Please.
Thank you.
So, Isabel, thank you so much for joining us today and accepting to share a bit with us your experiences. And I'd like to ask you by helping us to understand what does it mean to live with obesity and also heart failure?
Well, I was very overweight, and initially you just put down the breathlessness to being overweight and not being able to do very much. But however, when I got diagnosed with heart failure, I realised that the weight was exacerbating things. So yeah, I mean, simple tasks like going upstairs, by the time I got to the top of the stairs, if I got to the top of the stairs before I started getting out of breath, really quite breathless, doing simple chores around the house, could only do so much and then need to sit down and get my breath. Yeah. So yeah, it was.
And you also described to me how the pandemic did not help.
Pardon?
You also described to me how COVID-19 did not help at all.
When the pandemic hit, the coronavirus hit us, you became much more sedentary. So you were sitting about a lot more in those days. And then when, as I said, when you start to move about, I was feeling, as I said, very breathless.
Then you had an opportunity of being enrolled in our STEP HFpEF trial. So,
that's right.
So what happened there?
Well, I went for an echo and got told that I had heart failure. And I was asked if I would take part in a drug trial, which, having been overweight most of my life and tried various diets, I said yes right away. I would do this, I would try it. Yeah. So then I started on the trial in 2021.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And what happened when you got enrolled to the trial?
Well, I was monitored pretty closely, which was a good thing, especially when you get told you've got heart failure. You're kind of quite taken aback at that because you don't think about things like that. So when I went on the trial, I was going monthly to the hospital to partake in the medication. And very quickly, I saw a weight loss. So by the end of the trial, I had lost a lot of weight. I just think along the lines of, think of your suitcases when you're carrying 30 kilos. Yeah. That's more or less what's come off me. And I couldn't lift 30 kilos now, but I was walking about with that. Yeah.
So how has being on
Well,
trial changed your life?
I go upstairs and I'm not having to stop at the top of the stairs and go like that. And when I went shopping, I'd maybe get halfway around the shopping and think, oh, I've had enough. But now I just go and I finish my shopping and do more household chores that I didn't, wasn't really able to do to the same degree that I can now. And last year, my granddaughter was over from Australia with her 2 little girls aged 2 and 4. So it was nice because we could go to the park with them, which was really nice being able to help with the children. My granddaughter left myself and the other granny to look after the children for a day. So that was good.
And you told me
we were
they
able to
age
do
2 and 4, so
2
that's
and 4.
a bunch to keep
Yes,
control.
yes.
Yeah.
Whereas I don't think I would have coped
Yeah.
before with all that weight on.
Yeah. So when you think about your life today and the alternative, so how do you think it has changed your life?
Oh, I think it's made a great difference. Unfortunately, though, I had a hip replacement last year and I've been recovering from that. So I don't think I would have got the hip replacement to begin with because I had such a lot of weight on. I would have had to wait and still be in pain. So this year is a new year for me, and I feel as though a new lease of life.
Yeah.
That I'm looking forward to better weather in Scotland, which is not often happens, so that I can get out more.
Yeah.
And be more active.
As well. Thank you so much for sharing your story with
Not
us.
at all.
It's a great inspiration for all of us working in Novo Nordisk. I can promise you we'll keep on doing research. And
well, I'll be 78 this year, and I feel as though I've got a new lease of life.
Good. Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you as well. Great. Thank you, Isabel, for sharing that story with us. And I could not think of a better way to actually start a Capital Markets Day and a better way of bringing our purpose to life, which is really to drive change to defeat serious chronic diseases. And we live at a time with aging populations, more and more people living with one or more chronic diseases, like we heard Isabel tell about. And this is turning into the biggest, cost burden for the healthcare systems. And in many healthcare systems, around 80% of the cost burden is actually linked to these chronic diseases. So this is the strongest and the most motivating purpose I could think about for a company. The purpose is in the center of our strategy. It's surrounded by the Novo Nordisk way, stipulating how we work in Novo Nordisk, our culture, our values, and a commitment to being a sustainable company. I'll get a bit back to this later on. Our strategy, our corporate strategy, remains the same. It's striving for leadership or expanding leadership in diabetes, obesity, rare diseases. And then the change on the slide is that we have reworded other serious chronic diseases. It was not so motivating to be other, into cardiovascular disease and emerging therapy areas. And we also do that change because we're very pleased with how we are actually shaping up our pipeline in cardiovascular disease, and we look forward to sharing that with you later on today. I would also say from a corporate strategy execution point of view, we are very pleased in how we are executing on our strategy. We see a strong growth, we see a pipeline shaping up, and we're tracking in expanding our manufacturing capacity. So you can say that our strategic aspiration for 2025 is serving us very well in guiding our strategic execution. And based on that, we are not going to change our strategic aspirations today. They'll expire end of next year, and we do not see it as meaningful to change them this time about. We do acknowledge that we have achieved two of the aspirations, our diabetes aspiration of getting to above 1/3 of the market. We have checked that. It does mean that we're holding back. We think we have tremendous growth opportunities sustained in diabetes. And we've also achieved the aspiration of getting to more than 25 billion in obesity sales. And again, it does mean that we're stopping there. We think we have a tremendous runway in obesity. So the strategic aspiration serves us well, and they stay as they are. The key focus for us is to do what is on this slide, and I actually showed that slide last time we had a Capital Markets Day. So really sustaining the growth opportunity we have based on semaglutide across a number of therapy areas. We have a wealth of clinical data solidifying our position both in diabetes and obesity, and we see a very, very strong opportunity for driving sustained growth there. In parallel, we are also building breadth of pipeline to further accelerate and sustain growth in the coming years from these new areas. So in essence, what we are solving for here is really to strengthen and broaden our pipeline. It's to build the capacity needed to bring these products to many more patients going forward. And it is to evolve the organization to support that innovation and scaling of the company. And you can say this is really the essence of the Capital Markets Day. This is the agenda for today. We'll unfold a bit more of the corporate strategy. Then we'll go in and do a deep dive on where are we in research and early development. We will address how we're building capacity. And then we go into deep dives on our therapy areas. And we have breakout sessions where we look at some of the markets in a bit more depth. And we're also going to unfold how we seek to bolster the company performance and innovation based on digital tools, artificial intelligence. And we wrap up with financials, growth in the markets, the P&L, and return to our shareholders. So this is the plan for today. And we have put in Q&A sessions around the agenda, so there'll be an ample opportunity for you to engage with us. We will, throughout the day, be making forward-looking statements. I think you know this slide by heart, so please be careful. What we preach from stage might turn out to be different. So please pay attention to these forward-looking statements. You'll see the slide a number of times, but we won't talk to it once, so that was now. So now is to take